Entrepreneurs Channel TV.
You're welcome to this edition of Amazon in Enterprise Program. My name is Ayeni Oyindamola. In the studio with me today is Miss Shittu Habeebah Mojisola, the CEO of HARBIE Beauty. You're welcome to our studio now.
Thank you very much.
Can you please introduce yourself and your brand to our viewers?
My name is Habeebah Mojisola Shittu, and then my brand name is HARBIE Beauty. HARBIE from the Habeebah, and then Beauty is like the umbrella that covers everything that I'm trying to sell to the public with my brand. I studied microbiology from the Polytechnic of Ogun State, and then I feel my course of study still goes in line with my skincare stuff. So I'm not really the type that would just sit in one place and not try to make anything out of what I've studied or the knowledge I've gained. Because even before I went to the tertiary institution, I had the knowledge of hairstyling before. So I'm always doing that in school to empower myself more. So then that was what prompted me to this makeup aspect after my tertiary institution. So because I feel hairstyling and makeup goes in line with each other, it's still like in line with them. Then after tertiary institution, that was why I decided to go into the skincare business, because to me I feel hair, makeup and skincare are still under the same umbrella. So let's say for instance I get a bridal job, so I'll be the one to be in charge of the bride's hair, the bride's makeup, and everything about the bride's skin, everything that entails the wedding. I'll be in charge of it. And I feel with this thing I'm doing, I'll be able to empower more women out there, because not everybody has the ability to be able to stand on their own without looking for a white-collar job. So I feel I'll be able to empower more women to be able to have something going on for them, because there's really no job out there, so we have to create something for ourselves here and get things going.
Okay. How long have you been in this your line of business?
My line of business, firstly the hairstyling, I learned that 9 years ago. I learned it, yes, 2010. So after the tertiary institution, I went for the makeup school. I went to makeup school around 2014. Then, so during my NYSC, there's this training we go for, side training, skill acquisition training. So I decided to go for the skincare part of it, because I feel it would be able to go in line with the knowledge I already have about the beauty.
Okay.
So,
where did you get your startup capital?
My startup capital. I'm like a jack of all trades. Like, if I'm not doing this, I'm doing that. I'm always working. So I used to, when I finished my ND, because I went to a polytechnic, so there's usually a 1-year IT training. So during my IT training, I went to work with a company around Lekki. So I used to go Monday to Sunday. I work every day. So I got most of my capital from there, because after that IT training, I resumed my HND immediately. So I saved a lot. As I was surprised that I could save that much. So I saved a lot to be able to pay for my makeup training. So after the makeup training, the skincare business, I got most of my capital from saving part of my alawi, and I do digital marketing too. So most of the money I get from marketing online, I save them for the skincare business. So it's like I'm saving from one job to empower another. So
okay. Do you have any formal training before setting out?
Yeah, sure, I do.
Okay. Where do you see HARBIE Beauty in 5 years?
Well, in 5 years, I'll put God first, because I will be anywhere God wants me to be in 5 years, because nobody's guaranteed tomorrow. I don't know if I'll see tomorrow, but if God's willing. But in 5 years time, I would really want my products, like my soaps, cream, to be in almost every household, hotels, companies, and it might not even take up to the 5 years. this thing that we are talking about might happen next year or so. So that is my dream, to be able to have my brands everywhere in Nigeria.
So, who are your role models and why have you chosen them?
My role models. Well, I'm not really the type that actually idolize people, because with what I've learned in life, people are not really what they usually seem to be. They are not what they appear to be. So I don't want the situation whereby I would be looking up to somebody, then because we are all humans and we are prone to making mistakes, then I will be disappointed that my role model, look at my role model. My role model is doing maybe something that the person is not supposed to be doing. Then that would affect my own. It will affect anything I'm looking. Let's say I'm looking up to somebody in the makeup aspect. Then the person does something she was not supposed to do. Then it will affect. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. It will affect the way I view the person and what I'm looking up to in the person. I just feel I like to do things my way. I don't like to look up to people. I don't like to be like in a competition with somebody, because if I'm looking up to somebody, I would want to replicate whatever that person is doing, and it doesn't really. You don't have to be a fake when you can be an original. So I just like to do things my way.
Okay, how profitable is your business?
I would say the makeup business is still a bit profitable than the skincare business, because organic, natural skincare is very, very expensive. Very expensive. Because people don't really know the value. Because every ordinary woman in Nigeria, we want something that we would buy and we'll see the action of this stuff immediately. We don't like to wait. We don't have patience when it comes to skin stuff. So we want to buy something and see it work immediately. But that's not how it is in organic. That's not how it is in organic business. We have to be patient. You have to believe in what you want to use and be patient with it, because you can't buy any natural organic cream today and expect your skin to be fair tomorrow. It's not possible. So you have to be patient. You will see results after like the first usage or the second usage. You just have to be consistent and use it the right way. So, and people don't really want that in Nigeria, that we are not really patient. So the profit is still a bit slow, but with time, everybody is actually moving to the natural and organic aspect now, because what chemical has done to people's skin is nothing to write home about. So I feel with time, the profit will increase.
How do you deal with your difficult customers?
My difficult customers? Well, I would say I don't really take things to heart. Like, I don't even see anybody as being difficult, because I don't let anything you are doing get to me. So if I have a difficult customer, maybe you are just shouting or you are answering, I'll just keep quiet. I'll just say okay. When you are done, I'll beg you, and obviously, if I'm not shouting with you, you'll be able to reason with me, and I don't really have a problem with that.
Okay. Is this line of trade your first port of call in business?
Well, the skincare I'm actually doing now is not the first, it's the third now. I learned hair styling first before I went for my tertiary institution. And during my ND, I still learned how to make bag. I remember. I used to make bags then, but it was not really profitable, so I left it. But with time, I should be able to go back to it. So hairstyling was what I learned first.
Okay. So what is your take on women empowerment in Nigeria?
Wow, women empowerment is like the future for we females in Africa now, not only in Nigeria, because a layman will tell you a woman's place is in the kitchen, which is not supposed to be. We are more than any kitchen tools. We are not house help or anything. If a male can go to work to collect salary, female should be able to do so. And most times, most people have seen, most females I've worked with are very, very hardworking, and I feel we should be able to work on that, to empower more females to be able to work, to see themselves beyond just ordinary kitchen assistant or something. So we should be able to do more. We should be able to get things going for ourselves. We should not always depend on men to give us things in the house or something. Women empowerment scheme, this is like the future now, and I'm really happy it is really going on well for women. I'm really happy because that is what I'm all about. I'm not about depending on people. I work for my money and I will work.
Okay, what advice do you have for the upcoming women entrepreneurs?
Well, I would say entrepreneurship is not as easy as people portray it to be on social media. It is not. It is very tasking and challenging and discouraging. I would not lie to you. It is very discouraging. You have to be determined that this is what I want to do. Set your mind to this, and I can bet it you will achieve it. At least I'm not where I used to be 5 years ago. I'm not where I want to be, but at least I'm moving and I'm seeing improvement. So you just have to be patient, be very patient, and I'm sure everything will work out. Just be patient and have faith, because it won't happen in a day. It has never happened in a day for anybody. So just be patient. It will all work out, and discipline.
Can you kindly please share your location and contact to our viewers?
Well, I have 2 locations. I stay in Ibadan, and I am actually based in Lagos, but your service NYSC that brought me to Ibadan. So in Ibadan, whenever I'm in Ibadan, I stay at Ologweru, and whenever I'm in Lagos, I stay in Surulere, Lawansi to be precise. And my number is 081 1078 6596. And my Instagram handle, my personal Instagram handle is _Harbie__, and my business Instagram handle is HARBIE BEAUTY.
Thank you for coming to our studio.
Thank you very much.
We're happy to see you.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
The CEO of HARBIE Beauty is going to take us through a practical section now.
Okay, I'll start by cleaning off any makeup from her face. So I'll use the primer first. It makes the makeup stays longer. This is the primer, but apply it on the T-zones where you sweat out more. And unlike the normal style of doing makeup, which everybody knows, I like to do my full face first. Like, I like to do the foundation before the brows or everything. So that is what I'm going to do now. And because she's a bit darker than this foundation I want to use, so I'll mix it with a darker one, so it can rhyme with a shade. So I'll mix it to get a shade of foundation. So I usually use my beauty blender to blend out the foundation instead of using a brush. Blend it out well so it can sit well on her face. Because when looking at it, you think it's not a shade. But when you blend well, blending is like the key thing in makeup. You have to be able to blend well. Blend. As you can see, the foundation is blending into her skin. You have to do it till it gets to the chin. So you don't have like patches behind the ears. So I'll just blend it out with a little bit of powder, a darker shade of powder. So after the foundation, I'll choose the concealer the LA Girl Pro Concealer in Warm Honey. So I'll blend out the concealer too, so it can sit well on my face. While blending, you just dab on the skin. You don't swipe. It should sit on the skin well. When you swipe, it messes the makeup up. It would spoil everything you are doing. So just dab. No matter the color of the concealer, it would blend into the person's skin. It will blend. So don't worry about it not blending on the color. As you can see, the concealer is already sitting well on the face that you can't really tell the difference where it starts from. Here. So just blend. So what I'm doing now is, we call it highlighting. So I'm highlighting where the light hits on her face. So after highlighting, I would contour her face. Now I'll move on to brows. I'm supposed to craft these brows, but I just want a subtle look, nothing too serious. Then I'll use my mascara wand to brush her brows up, so as not to leave anyone behind, any of the brows. Brush it up to align the base of the brows. You have to make the pencil very dark. If you want a more natural look, just draw it faintly. A bold eyebrow shape. I'll just follow the shape of her brow. We don't add to it or reduce. We just follow the brow shape as it is. Then just make little strokes. You don't have to shade the brows to be too thick like that. Just make slight strokes, then brush it up again. Brush it to make it look more natural. I would want to use a darker shade of concealer because of her color. I wouldn't want there to be any obvious concealer line beneath her brows. So I'm using a dark shade. After applying the concealer, you drag it down for it to blend into the skin. You drag it down and you blend with another brush. So I'll still come back to this. I'll do the upper part of the brow too. Drag it up, just as you drag the other one. You can still use the concealer to reduce the brows a bit. You don't want it to. So to blend well, we can still use our beauty blender to blend the concealer into the skin well. So to get the more natural look, we set it with a powder of a shade. Something not too light and not too. So as we are defining and blending, we might have disrupted the normal brows that I drew there. So just use the pencil to correct it after blending it out. Just correct it faintly. It doesn't have to be thick. So I'll define the second brow too. So as opposed to what the general public usually believe in, that your brows has to be alike, like they have to be the same. Well, according to makeup artists, brows are supposed to be sisters, not twins. So don't beat yourself up because your brows are not alike. You just have to align. As you can see, they are on the same line. One is bigger than the other. So it's just the tail you have to check out for. If this is longer than this one, just adjust it. So I usually like my brows to look very, very natural with a foundation. Just then I just brush it in between the brows like this. As you can see, if you compare it to this one looks more darker compared to this. This is looking a bit lighter and more natural. If you feel it's too light, you can still add strokes of your eyebrow pencil to darken it a bit. So now we'll move to the eyes. Remember, I already blended out the concealer on a eyelid. So that is to set the eye so the eyeshadow can stay. As I want a very light and subtle look, I'll use a natural color of eyeshadow. So So to make the eyeshadow more natural and light, you just have to dab. Don't swipe, just dab. It will stay. So you go in circles around the crease so as to blend in the eyeshadow at the top of the crease. So you don't have any straight lines. So just go in circles. As a training unit too, we do one-on-one classes and we do online classes too, like WhatsApp classes, depending on whichever one you want. And if you are not in Ibadan, we have WhatsApp classes for you. Or if you are in Ibadan, it's better to come for the one-on-one training. We have for a week, we have for 3 weeks, we have for a month. It depends on how fast you catch up. So we do empowerment for women too. You can correct, as because her eyes was closed, there is a little bit of mascara under her eye, so you can correct it with either cleaning it off gently with a tissue, but while cleaning it off there might be patches under her eye. So you can just correct it with foundation, just a little bit of it. Then we line our eyes with the eyeliner. You can put it. I'm using the normal regular eyeliner everybody can find anywhere. Just be gentle with the eyeliner in order not to smudge the makeup. I would line her lip with the same pencil I used for her brow because I want a more natural look. So I just follow the line of the loop. So I'll just blend the lip with another brush. Here I'll be mixing the lipstick. I'll be using 2 different shades of lipstick to get the cool tone. Just open. I'll blend with the brush too. Blend in well so the color won't be too sharp. As you can see, the color is looking more natural and light, very light. So I'll top it up with a nude lipstick. This nude lipstick gives it a more natural tone, very light. Blend down also. So I'll use the pencil to define it again. I'll use the bronzer. I'm supposed to use this one, but this one has lighter shades. I'll show you. This one has lighter shades, but because she's dark, I want to use this one with a dark shade. So just so it won't be just a straight line, a straight sharp line on the cheek. Blend it in. You can just dust it off on the person's head and chin. So just put a little quantity of it on the nose, like this. Not a straight line on the nose. You just put it halfway here, then you continue from the ball of the nose, like this way. Most time I usually prefer to use my hand because it has to be like in a circular motion for it to look more natural.
Entrepreneurs Channel TV.